Hi everyone, welcome to morning coffee break. Thought I'd get out here and walk because it's supposed to start raining. I don't know how soon, but it's supposed to start raining for days, for several days, pretty heavy rain. So I thought I'd better get out here and walk before it starts up. Nice to hear the birds. Just got back from having blood work done. That's always fun. Checking. Said there was a slight abnormality in my liver. I hope the Entivio's not causing any liver damage. I think they're checking my kidneys too. You got to keep on top of that stuff. I mean, they check it before I go have my infusion, but he wanted to check it anyway. This guy over here has been gone at this house for I don't know how long, and he's got I noticed they've delivered a package on his front porch there. Be lucky if somebody doesn't steal it. I'd get it and hold it for him, but I don't know him very well. I don't know what he would think about that, but you know, I would do it and help him out, but I don't know how he would feel about that. So hopefully he'll be home soon to get it before somebody gets it. You hear about that all the time, you know, people getting packages. I saw this one on YouTube yesterday where this guy tried to steal a package, and the owner of the house came out and yelled at him, and there was a lot of snow, and he had parked his car in their driveway, and when that guy yelled at him, he went running and jumped in his car and then backed up real fast, but he cut it too quick when he was backing out of the driveway, and he went into a big snow pile, and his car got stuck, and he couldn't get his car out, and he kept running out there. He would go out there and dig underneath the wheel and then go back in his car and try to get it to go, and it wouldn't. So they called the cops, and they caught him. He couldn't take off. Oh, it's funny. I don't see how anybody could do something like that, you know? I really don't. I just don't see how they could steal somebody's packages. You know, so it's just, you know, how could you live with yourself? I couldn't imagine it doing something like that. What if you got home and it's their medicine or something, you know, that they needed bad, and you wouldn't have no use for it. And I don't know. What do they think they're going to get anyway that would be worth a lot of money? What are they going to do? Go pawn it or something? You know, if they get a package with a toy in it or something crazy. You know, not crazy, but I mean something that is not worth stealing. Take a chance like that. They just don't have a conscience, I guess. I'm walking one extra one. I really need to get out here and walk, you know, like 15 minutes at a time or something, about 3 or 4 times a day. That's what I need to do. I need to lose some weight. I never thought I would say that. I always was losing weight. I got down to 116 pounds. You can't imagine how thin I was. I looked like bones, skin and bones. But I weighed, and of course I had my shoes and clothes on and everything. But I weighed there, and it was 200. I've gained instead of losing, and I've not really eaten anymore or anything like that. I don't know if I'm retaining fluid, but the pills have been making me pee more. I think that wouldn't be the problem. I'm not getting enough exercise is what I'm thinking. That's why I need to get out here and at least walk more, if nothing else. All right, let's go inside and have some coffee. All righty, got my coffee. Okay, today is Friday, February 26th. Currently it's 48 degrees, but it says the high today is 46. Go figure. 100% chance of precipitation. That's what I was saying. It's coming this way. Humidity's only 45%. That's good. Winds are at 3 miles per hour, and air quality is 44. That's good. Last night we had fajitas, and I don't know what. I think we're gonna have like either cheeseburgers or hamburger patties, just with like steak sauce and maybe a baked potato or something like that, and another vegetable tonight. I got some, if you've noticed, I've got some new thumbnails that I'm using, and Jen from At Home with Jen has been helping me with those. She's been sending them to me, and I appreciate that very much, Jen. They're really nice. So I thought I'd start using those, and hope y'all like those. We'll see how it goes. I just got done a few minutes ago seeing if, as far as Kitty's Corner, you know, I said I had a horse. It looks like it's going to work. I was messing with it earlier to see if I could get it to work, because it's kind of down like this, and you can't see the mouth real good, but it looks like it's going to work okay the way I did it. So I'll work on the jokes for Kitty's Corner today. If I can get that done, I'll go ahead and do Mel the horse. I haven't done a horse. I mean, I've done. Seemed like I did one a long time ago with a horse. I've done so many of them, but I can't remember. I don't think it's on a playlist or anything, though, as far as I can remember. Need 8 more questions for another Ask My Tablet. I appreciate all the questions coming in like I have been. Just need 8 more, y'all. If y'all enjoy watching it, send me a question in the comments. At least, you know, send me one or something to help us get that going again. There's, you know, there's a lot of people that watches it. Let's help out and get some questions. You know, everybody has a question, surely, you know, that you can think of that you'd like to know the answer to. If she answers it right. Sometimes she just, I don't know. I think that she picks up on keywords, and then she'll say something a little different than what you were looking for. And then even if you reword it, sometimes if you've got that same keyword in it, she'll say the same thing sometimes. But lots of times I'll reword it and get an answer out of her. And I haven't done this in a while, so I believe I'll do this today, is take a look at Chef Mike's Homemade Cooking Club, and then I'll look at the Gardening with Friends and the Color Me Happy Club today. And I was curious about this for the question today. The question is, do you have a dessert after your dinner? You know, I'm going to have to start limiting the sweets. I didn't eat last night after dinner. The only thing I had, and I'm kind of proud of myself, was these 2 little, we got them from Dollar Tree. They're Stovers, Russell Stovers. They're for Easter, but they're about this big around, and they're dark chocolate it's like a Mounds bar. Dark chocolate with coconut. I just had 2 of them. They're about this big around. I had 2 of them after dinner, and that's the least I've had. And I don't know when. And my worst problem is I'll get hungry late. You know, we'll eat dinner 7, anywhere from 7 to 8 usually, and then about 12 o'clock at night, I'll start, and it seems like it's after I take my medicine or something. But, you know, because I take some pills at night that some of them are supposed to take 3 times a day, some of them are 2 times a day. It's really hard to keep up with. But for some reason, it seems like I get hungry, and I'll grab like we don't have any right now. I'll grab, let's say if we had Little Debbie cakes or something, I'll grab one of those, and then I'll get some candy or something, like I said, like I had last night or something, or I'll eat Rice Krispie bar. I'll eat like 3 or 4 things, and then I turn around and go to sleep, and all of that's going to go straight to fat. You know, you don't exercise when you're asleep to get rid of those calories. So that's the one thing I really need to work on. What I need to do, and I've got some and I've done it, but I don't do it all the time, is I'll eat like we got rice cakes. They're only like 50 calories. They're a little bit sweet, you know, but they're not really a sweet, you know. And I need to have those, just eat a rice cake or something. And popcorners are like made out of popcorn, and they're not too bad either. So I need to eat, and they're a little sweet. The kettle corn one is a little sweet, but if I eat anything, I need to eat something like that instead of grabbing a piece of cake or something that, you know, if we have one, or pie or whatever. I shouldn't eat anything like that late at night at all. But the question is, do you have a dessert after your dinner? And let me see something here. Hold on a second. Okay. So that's the question. And now I've got story time. I worked for a vending company. It was called Aramark. They're really more known, I think, now for their linen service and uniform services than they are the vending business. But it was a good company to work for, and I made good money. But I had to go deliver to a glass plant where they made glass, and of course I had lots of places I delivered to, you know, service their account. But today I'll talk about a glass plant and a brick plant where they made bricks. And both of these places it's crazy to watch what they do and how they make this stuff. And both of them were very hot in there, because you're talking brick plants. They're huge kilns, I guess you would call them, to bake these bricks and cinder blocks and stuff. And of course a glass plant, they're melting whatever it is, sand and stuff, to make the glass, and it is just super hot in there, awful. And of course I had to get up at 2:30 in the morning every day that I worked. I had to be there by 4 o'clock, and it was like almost 40 minutes away or something like that, where I went to work. And but anyway, so I would be there real early, because if you got there around lunch or something like that, you couldn't get anything done, because they would all be in the break rooms. You know, in the morning it wasn't so bad. At the glass plant, we had exclusive whatever for the cafeteria. Our company ran the cafeteria, you know, and I also had like 14 vending machines in the break room that I had to service. And you talk about a pain. I mean, I had to check them most every day, all of them, because it was a pretty busy place. And the one good thing about the glass plant, us having a cafeteria in there, I got to eat breakfast every morning that I worked. And I worked that one every day. So I got to have free breakfast every day. I could have anything I wanted to. They didn't say, you know, anything. I could have anything. And I would like get like scrambled eggs, bacon and sausage, biscuits and gravy, just Oh, I mean, I'd eat a big breakfast in that way. I didn't even have to eat anything until I got off work. I didn't need anything because I'd eat so much. But that was nice. And also, I had what was another unusual thing is I had refrigerated vending machines and a frozen foods vending machine. They could I could put like chicken wings in there, burritos, all this and that, and they could just microwave it. So that I had to keep up with, and I kept my stock. I kept stock in the cafeteria part. They had a freezer for me in there, and I had a lock on it, so nobody could get in there and take anything or anything like that. If you just left it open, I guarantee you stuff would be missing, just the way it was. And at the brick plant, they had a pretty rough bunch of people there. It wasn't as bad at the. They had rough bunch of people there too at the glass plant, but you could see the cafeteria. You could see from in there. You could see the vending machines. So nobody really messed much with the vending machine unless it was overnight. When we weren't there, our employees weren't there. But at the brick plant, man, if those guys lost a quarter, they would beat the heck out of the machine. They would break the glass. Unbelievable, They would, then once they broke it, everybody would just steal everything in it. And I hate to say it, but that happened lots of times. They would just bust it out, kick it in, and so we ended up having to put a cage. It looked like a jail almost, a cage around the vending machines to where they could just get their hand in there enough to get their stuff, but you couldn't stick your foot in there or anything and kick the machine. What killed me was if they lost their money, every place we had a vending machine, we had a place where they could write down if they lost money and put their name on it, and I would collect all of the notes that would say so and so, and I would give that money to a supervisor and I'd give him the notes back so he would know how much went to who. So it wasn't like they couldn't get their money back, because I really took care of that. But they just, like I said, if they lost 50 cents, a quarter, whatever, they would beat the heck out of those machines. So we had to end up putting cage around that one, around everything, and I would have to unlock the cage and then pull it to the side. It was like on a track, and I could just move it aside so I could open the machines and work on them, because you couldn't open them up with the cage around it. But yeah, I mean, I kept for their convenience, I had like cigarettes in them, just like one row of cigarettes and one roll of Skoal, because they dipped, and they would steal every single thing in there once they busted it out, and it added up to a lot of money. So what they needed was they needed cameras in there, but we didn't have them in there. At Eastman, they had cameras everywhere. You couldn't even see the cameras, but they were there. You couldn't tell where they were at. They were so small, and they had them like maybe an event or something, to where you couldn't see the camera, and that was smart. But at the other two places, no, they didn't have one, which would have been very helpful in prosecuting somebody that was stealing, and everything. I'd say they were on it like, just as soon as something got busted, all of a sudden I'd say everybody was over there, just grabbing everything. And that's pitiful, but, it happened. It happened a lot. I mean, if we would have pulled out of there, there would just have been another vending company come in and got the business. So I don't know why they put up with it, but they did. And it still didn't completely solve the problem to have that cage around that. They still messed with them, but they couldn't kick it, They would push it in a little bit. We ended up putting like plexiglass in them because the glass would shatter everywhere and somebody could have got hurt. So we ended up putting, plexiglass in those. to keep it from shattering. But yeah, that was a rough job. I mean, going around to all these places and filling all the machines and stuff, collecting all the money, inventorying the machines all the time. But that's just one of the jobs I had. I really kind of enjoyed it because starting out that early, I would usually be off by the latest would probably be like 2 o'clock. Be off. But see, I had to go to bed at like 6:30. Let's see, 6:30, 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Yeah, I tried to get 8 hours. That was 8 hours if I went to bed at 6:30 and got up at 2:30. So, I made good money is the only reason I, stuck with it for a while. But after a while, I ended up going back to work at Kelly's. They offered me a raise, and, it was so close to home. It was only like 10 minutes away from here, maybe 10, 12 minutes to get to work compared to 40. So that was a lot better for me. Even though I had to be there at 5, that was still better. I could get up at 4 instead of 2:30. So that's the story time today, everybody. And I'm starting to run a little low on them. If I find some more, I'll add them to it. But I haven't looked through everything. I still got some more though. So I hope y'all enjoyed story time and morning coffee break. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody have a great day, and if I do it, the next thing I'll do is Kitty's Corner, and then this evening I'll take a look at Chef Mike's Homemade Cooking Club. Thanks everybody, and have a great day, and I will see you later, and God bless.